All right, guys. This is going to be a very unpopular video. I'll probably lose followers for it, but in light of the events that have occurred today or occurred in the past couple of days pertaining to Iran, pertaining to Israel, and things like that, we can safely say that when it comes down to it, um, America did not act on its own accord. It acted because Israel told it to act. That's the thing. That's what we have to keep in mind. That America told, or Israel told America to act, and so it did. And in doing so, it led to the problems that we're having right now. Um, so yes, this is why we're in the problem we're in right now. So I guess I'll just do this right now. Just show you the view of. I guess I'll just show you the view of Sharjah right now from where I'm staying. But the reason why we're in this predicament is because of Israel. You know what I mean? But this is my problem, and this is gonna be unpopular with people, and it's gonna be it's going to probably make me lose followers. Okay, I'll say it before I'll say it again. I'm probably going to lose followers by what I'm saying or what I'm about to say. Um, you know, when it comes to my Islam, yes, my school of Islam I get from my ancestors, but of course, there's what we call an isnad that traces down from my ancestors that goes back to the Prophet alayhi salatu wasalam, but it also just gets down to us. And so when it comes to the Islam that I was taught, it's the classical Islam, okay? And what I mean by that is a madhab, we follow a madhab, okay? We have a school of creed that we follow. And because of the world we're living in, and because that, Allah even said that He created human beings weak, we also have schools of spiritual purification as well. Now, with that being said, the Wahhabis are no better than white supremacists. The Wahhabis are not better than white supremacists at all. So, with that being said, the reason why I say this is because they have the same kind of viewpoint where it's like they think their way is the most superior way in doing things, and they think that their way is the end all and be all. And it's like, okay, bro, well, you may say that you may say that, for example, you may say that you follow the truth and things like that, but then your actions don't show that you follow the truth, because I hate to say it, but you align yourself with people who didn't even protect you when you thought they were going to protect you. You aligned yourself with America. You let America have their bases in your countries, and you also, you also aligned yourself with Israel as well. and they're not really protecting you. They're really actually doing opposite of that. They're really hurting you. So it's like, when you see Iran, and I'm just going to be honest, Iran, what happened is they were the ones who were struck first, because of course, let's be real, the reason why they were struck is because, you know, they wanted to distract people from Epstein. We all know that. We all knew that was going to be the play that was coming. We knew, we already knew that was going to be the play. Is that distraction from Epstein, right? So with that being said, um, with that being said, it's like really baffling to me that you're seeing all these Wahhabi pages talking against what Iran is doing, but they're doing more than they're doing more than they've ever done when it comes to fighting the enemy, you know. And let's don't get this twisted. I'm not like pro Shia. Okay, there's many that are kind of like, there's many problems with the way they talk, and there's many problems with the way they are against companions and things like that. There's many problems. It's very, very problematic. However, I'm for, if you're smashing the enemy, you know and let's be honest, if it was like another group, let's say if it was like let's just say a non-Islamic group was smashing the enemies, which is Israel, I would be just as happy as well. It would just mean that someone is like at least putting them in their place. You understand me? So this is what would be happy, or this is what I care about. When it comes to this issue, I care about this more. You know, and and again, this is the problem I have with white converts. This is the problem I have with white converts, is because they manage to ruin everything that they touch. So now, there's this one guy, I don't even know his name, but he's coming on here, and it's like he converts to Islam. Of course, he finds Wahhabism, and it's like, bro, like you're talking about different groups and stuff like that, but yet, you've never sat down with a teacher. You've never, what I mean, like actually gotten the ijaza. You've never done these things, yet you're trying to like be a sheikh or be a da'i. Even me, like, although I have ijazas in different things, I'm not going to put myself forward to talk about something that I don't have any knowledge on. You understand me? And even me, like, inshallah, later in the year, I will be going to get other ijazas, okay? But the problem is that with a lot of these people is that if your ijaza doesn't come from Saudi Arabia, it means that you're not official. But, I'll say this, be it Algeria, be it parts of be it Nigeria, be it Sudan, be it Senegal, those are, I'm gonna be real. Those are the doors of knowledge. If you don't know, those are the doors of knowledge. Be it Mali, those are the doors of knowledge. But the problem is, what the problem is? Yeah, the problem is that they're presented something that's online. That's not the reality, because and I will add Mauritania as well. Yes, Mauritania. Those are like the doors of knowledge. You understand me? So this is my problem with these people. Okay, it's my problem with these people is they've never like sat down and really studied the religion in its entirety. They've never sat down, for example, and done like things on the linguistic sciences. What they've done is they've gotten like interpretation of a hadith, and they just take that interpretation of the hadith, but they don't even know like the science of hadith, and the science of the hadith is a very, very vast science, by the way. You know what I'm saying? Even me, if I were, which I may read soon with a teacher, maybe that teacher may be in Uzbekistan or something like that. If I were to read the whole Sahih Bukhari, I would be reading Sahih Bukhari, and someone would interpretate like, okay, this is the reason why this hadith was said, this is why it happened, and things like that. The problem with the Wahhabi is he just reads the hadith and just runs with it, and he thinks that based on what that hadith said, it applies to everybody, and that may not even be the case. You know what I mean? That may not even be the case with the hadith. So these people, man, I really don't like them, man. May Allah forgive me for saying, but I really don't like them, and I really don't like. May Allah forgive me. I know it's Ramadan, but I really don't like white converts either, bro. Like I really don't, because, and I'm gonna tell you the reason why I don't like them is because they just add the same talking points that they had. They just add what their mentality that they had outside of Islam, they add that inside of Islam, and they don't, like, for example, sit down, study, and do that. And me, even as a born Muslim, I know that I have to sit down, study, and be quiet and listen to those who know the religion better than me. For example, we have one guy in Nigeria, and I don't expect anybody to hear of him, but this guy, his name is Sharif Ibrahim al-Husseini, Hafizullah. Okay, this guy, master of hadith, but also he knows all four madahib, okay? He knows Hanbali, Shafi, Maliki, Hanafi. He knows all four of them. Versus the Wahhabi, who says, we don't need a madhab, just follow Quran and Sunnah. So this man doesn't know Quran and Sunnah better than you, being that he knows all four madahib? Please make it make sense. But yeah, this is just my, this video is just a random rant that I have, and I noticed I've been seeing it on my Instagram pages a lot. You see these guys talking about, Iran did this, Iran did that. What are they doing right now, though? What are they doing right now that you're not doing and that your countries aren't doing? That's just the bottom line, okay? That's just the bottom line. This is just what it is, okay? And yeah, according to my methodology, according to Sultan Mohammedu Bello Ibn Uthman Danfodio, yes, Shias fall into a deviant group. But guess who else falls into a deviant group? The Khawarij, which many people will say Salafis are and Wahhabis are, and also the Mutazilites. So, bro, you're not any better. That's what I'm saying. You guys aren't any better than what you claim to be. But anyhow, that's just a little rant. Full of signing out. Leave your thoughts, leave your comments. Sunjao Rama.